Hello! In this presentation, I will show you how to perform a comparison between two measurements of the same variable on the same sample using the repeated measures t-test. I advise you to work along with me on the SPSS database called Adolescents Behavior 4, which is attached to this course. In this database, the only difference from the previous versions that we used in our presentations is that the self-esteem and the academic self-efficacy of the participants were measured in 3 different moments, that is, in 3 consecutive semesters. I introduced this additional element to our database in order to have the proper variables to illustrate the comparative tests with repeated measures. So at the end of our database, we have total self-esteem 1, which means for the first semester, total self-esteem 2 for the second semester, and total self-esteem 3 for the third semester. Similarly, we have total academic self-efficacy 1 for the first semester, total academic self-efficacy 2 for the second semester, and total academic self-efficacy 3 for the third semester. As in the previous presentations, I will describe all the procedures that I will use, but I will not go deep into the statistical formulas. If you want to understand or to consolidate your basic statistical knowledge, I advise you to enroll in another course of mine from this platform called Introduction to Statistics for Non-Mathematicians. So, let's begin. The objective of our analysis will be to find out if there are significant differences of self-esteem on the same sample of adolescents from the first semester to the second semester. First, I will select Analyze, Compare Means, Paired Samples t-test. In the left side of this window, we have a list of all variables from our database, and on the right side, you can see the window called Paired Variables, in which we will introduce the pair or pairs of variables or measurements that we want to compare. So we have the pair number 1, where I will introduce the total self-esteem 1, which is the measurement for the first semester, and as variable 2, I will introduce total self-esteem 2, which is the measurement for the second semester. Then I will click OK. As you can see in the results output, the first table incorporates the main descriptive indicators for self-esteem in 2 moments of measurement, the first semester and the second semester. So, our adolescents have a mean of self-esteem of 29.8 and a standard deviation of 5.9 for the first semester, and a mean of 31.7 and a standard deviation of 10.7 for the second semester. So, taking into account only the mean values so far, it seems that the self-esteem of our participants has increased from the first semester to the second semester, from a mean of 29 to a mean of 31. Now, let's see if this difference is also statistically significant. But until then, let's take a look at the second table. Here we have the correlation between the 2 measurements. Because we haven't discussed the correlation yet, I will say only that the correlation is 0.37 from a possible variation from -1 to 1, and this correlation is statistically significant because its level of significance is lower than 0.05. Now let's inspect the third table. First, we have the mean of the individual differences of -1.94 with a standard deviation of 10.13. The t-value for this mean of differences is -8.86 and statistically significant because its p-value or level of significance is lower than 0.05. In other words, the self-esteem of our participants has significantly increased from the first to the second semester. So, briefly, these were the main procedures involved when comparing 2 repeated measures using the repeated measures t-test in SPSS. See you in the next presentation.